Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
So I am back for my Love is Blind review. I'm doing this review right now because I'm going out of town. Literally, my flight leaves in a few hours. So I don't have time to watch the review before I do this. So I'll be speaking on the reunion spoilers towards the end of this live, but I don't have time. So I got to do it now. I'll make some predictions at best, but that's really it. So let's get into this review. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull up my slideshow. Honestly, y'all, this season, oh my gosh, it got entertaining because of social media. Just gotta be honest. The pods were annoying. I hate the pods. Getting through the pods, it's the worst thing ever, y'all. It's so horrible because it's just men lying. Like that's how I don't know. It's just men fluffing themselves up. It's like being on the first date and the man is trying to impress you and he's just telling you a bunch of sweet nothings, meaning the words that is coming out of his mouth are not really worth anything because it's just BS. So it takes me forever to get through Love is Blind when they're in the pods because I'm just ready to see the real them, the real you. And I know that's not going to take place until after you get out of these pods because you're talking a good game. They love to talk a good game in the pods. And so I'm literally dozing off trying to get through the pods because I just know it's some BS. I just know it is. So let's go ahead and get into Love is Blind, season 7. It seems like this season they were trying to get more couples. It seems like they felt bad because of the previous season, season 6. And so it seems like this one was another shit show as well because they didn't have that many couples that made it to the altar. And there, as you can see, I believe their goal is to get more couples at the altar. So it seems like they're struggling with that. It's very obvious. It's also obvious that they have been listening to Jessie Woo in her reviews because a lot of the changes that we saw this season, you could tell they've been sitting down at round tables, having her videos pulled up, taking notes. Anybody else notice that? Because I did. I'm like, why don't y'all just hire Jessie as a producer or bring her on as creative director or something? Write that girl a check. I don't understand. Like, why is that not happening? Because I could tell Jessie was all up in that. That's why they tried to make this season about Black love, Black women finding love. All right, let me. Thank you. That is so sweet. Okay. So let's get into the first couple I wanted to talk about was Monica and Steven. Woo, okay, so I got to be honest with you. When I was watching this in real time, y'all, I wanted Monica and Steven to work out so bad. I did. And I don't know what episode this was, but it was at that point where he said he ain't had no job. I started rooting for them. When he said he didn't have no, I don't know what episode it was, but when he said he didn't have no job, I was like, oh no, Steven, you gotta go. So it wasn't that he didn't have a job. It was that it was the way he announced how he didn't have no job. He was just like, oh, I guess I lost my job. What do you mean you guess? What you mean you guessing you lost your job? What you mean by that, Steven? So that irritated me. Monica, I don't know. Monica, it's hard for me to read Monica accurately because in the beginning, before everything that happened that unfolded, right, with them, I'm like, Monica, you kind of mean, girl. Like, you kind of mean. You kind of, I don't know. You seem difficult to be around, difficult to deal with. But then as the season went on, I'm like, is it because Steven is just annoying? He annoys you? It seems like, I don't know. So Steven lost me when he lost his job. He said, he was like, I guess I lost my job. You guess? Then another thing that really triggered me was when he told her he lost his job and Monica was like, I got you. I was like, what? Girl, you don't know this man. You just met this man. I was mad with that. Then I don't think people caught this. Steven said that he doesn't deserve her. And I was like, oh no. What is this man hiding? Who is this man? And this was before the sexting took place, when he had to go get his sleep test done or whatever. That was a big red flag. When men say, hey, I think you deserve better, or I don't deserve you, that is the biggest red flag. That man is not who you think he is, and you should run for the hills. You should run in the opposite direction. Another thing about Steven that kept annoying me was how hypersexual he was. I always feel like when a man is hypersexual, that's a big red flag. He could be addicted to porn. He could be addicted to sexting. He could be addicted to things that you're not really aware of and that may come up later down the line if you continue on with the relationship with him, because he was very hypersexual. So the sexting thing that took place was not shocking to me. It just was not shocking at all.
Now, I knew shit was getting weird as these episodes went on and he just kept talking about sex. Like, why on earth would you be talking to a group of women about on the show and girls going to want to suck your pee? Like, sir, you are unemployed and you told the world you were unemployed. I don't think anybody's going to want to suck that little willy whacker. Monica has been icked out by Steven for a while. You can tell every time he opens his mouth, she's like, oh my God, what have I done? Steven will forever be the one that Monica doesn't claim, acts like he didn't exist, X him off of her hit list. But unfortunately for her, the world saw it. I don't care what anybody says. Steven has definitely stuck that thing in a pineapple or a bowl of mac and cheese, because who the fuck even thinks that, okay? Too much stuff you can chew. So you're actually not supposed to put it into many things. You're actually only supposed to put it into one thing, maybe two if you freaky. 3, actually. It's just so weird. Why are we talking about butt stuff on Netflix? Why are we talking about you wanting to have a vagina? Like, sir, you are a pervy creep. I thought somebody needed to check Leo's basement. Somebody definitely needs to check Steven's basement, because it's giving blow up doll. It's giving puts it in a pineapple. Now, Steven sucks so bad that we kind of glaze over Monica. The fact that she is materialistic, and she's very high maintenance, which is fine. But Steven is.
Do y'all think Monica is materialistic? I don't think she's materialistic. I think she just likes nice things, and she seems like she can afford nice things. What's up with this whole materialistic thing? I don't get it. Like I said, I think materialistic is when you are a slave to nice things. If you like nice things and you have great taste, I don't think that makes you materialistic. I believe that it's when you want to be a slave to nice things and you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, and you think you're chasing luxury or you're chasing name brands. That's when I'm like, all right, cool. But she just said like what she likes, like items, brands that she buys. What is wrong with that? I don't know. It didn't seem like she was too materialistic because she was willing to pull out her wallet. Ain't nobody talking about that.
Clearly not fit for you. Because why are we complaining about flowers on a vacation in Mexico? Where the fuck are you supposed to get the flowers from? As a matter of fact, where the fuck are you supposed to get the money from to buy the flowers? Because the man ain't got no job. Really? You guys are not a match. He is talking about Kate Spade and don't know what YSL is. Sir, you get a 13-year-old a Kate Spade bag, okay? If you don't know that, then we're not a pair. Now, she was annoying me in these episodes until it got to the end, because Steven's annoying. He's weird. He says weird stuff. He is super chatty. He goes off into a tangent, and he's clearly a pervy perv. Steven is just not the man for her. Now, originally, I was like, Monica annoys me. She needs somebody more dominant. She was getting at him about not being present for the fireworks. But, she degrades him and blah, blah, blah. But after seeing the final episode, I was like, oh, bitch, I get it. He sucks. Ew, go, run, far. I'm not going to lie. When they got into the apartment.
The reason why I don't feel like she's materialistic is because if you are accustomed to a certain lifestyle, right? And you're used to buying this and buying that, like it's a regular thing. and you're dealing with someone that's trying to see what you're used to based on, because they don't know you. It's different when you are out and about and a man stops you and he can see how you're dressed and how you look. But when you're trying to get to know someone, I don't think that automatically makes her materialistic. I think that's a woman that's accustomed to a certain lifestyle. And that's what I'm saying. Like, some of these phrases are patriarchy to me, because it puts women in a box and it makes you lower your standards. So then a man doesn't have to meet you where you are in life. And Monica, I can understand if she was a woman that don't have her shit together, but this is a woman that is more than qualified to say, hey, I buy this, I do this, I this is my lifestyle. And Steven could not keep up because he's broke. Did this man even have a job? I don't think he did. I don't think this man ever had a job. And that's another thing with Love is Blind. Love is Blind. Who are doing these background checks? Why do you keep bringing people? Why do you keep bringing men on your show that don't have a job? That's weird to me. These women are well established. They have their own homes. Some of them are home owners. Some of them are also just doing very well financially. And then here's a man that cannot keep up. That's too much. I don't agree with that.
He was like, this is awesome. This is so nice. I'm like, oh, it's because you ain't used to have nice shit. You probably live in your car. I'm just kidding. What the fuck is a sleep test? What are you even talking about, bro? Like, you were drunk during a sleep test, so you were sending inappropriate texts. You know what? Now I do believe Steven is black, because just be saying anything, okay? What kind of fucking lie was that? You're not even supposed to be drunk during a sleep test, because I asked the internet and they said it can interfere with your fucking results. So, sir, where the fuck were you? And who were you texting? If you were texting Steven October 2023, mid-October 2023, come forward, bitch. We want to have a word with you. We want to see the text. Red Rover, send Steven's text right over. I would literally give my left pinky to read those text messages, because the fight happened off camera. We didn't get to see much. So tired of Netflix not showing the fight that took place, showing us the aftermath. What the hell was he texting? What the hell did Monica see? Maybe they'll ask her in more detail on the reunion, but it was probably so disgusting and gory that they couldn't even talk about it on TV. Talking about some.
And I'm sorry, y'all. I also want to add, materialistic women don't give men money at all. Like, at all. At all. Materialistic women do not give men money whatsoever. Materialistic women do not hold it down for a man at all whatsoever. All right? They don't. They only spend their money on materials. So the material is not a man. The materials are name brands, shoes, bags, clothes, hair, makeup, fragrances and things like that. Materialistic people do not give men money whatsoever, or materialistic women.
I didn't know what I was doing. We have got to start coming up with better excuses. At least just tell the truth. He was trying to cheat. I find it so bizarre. Full circle moment here. Didn't he tell Monica about this in the pods, that he got caught trying to cheat before? Like, he didn't actually cheat, but the intent was there. Yeah, bitch. A tiger don't change its stripes. Love that Monica made him Venmo her everything that he owed her, because run me my money. I heard that it was like the last money he had in his account. Okay. One of my previous videos, I said that Kris Kringle was a scammer. Was a con artist. Now, he's not the biggest con artist this season, because we all see what's going on with Tyler. This man is strange, and not like regular strange, but like puts it in a bowl of mac and cheese strange. What did you guys think how Steven and Monica's story ended? It was not on my bingo card. I'm glad it's over. They just weren't a pair. Even if she didn't catch him doing freaky froggy shit, they just weren't a match. She's too much of a grown ass badass bitch for him. Annoying, high maintenance, but definitely too good for this loser.
Do y'all agree with that? Do you agree that Monica is too good for Steven? Do you agree with that? I'm telling you, materialistic women don't deal with broke men. Materialistic women do not pull out their wallets. I don't think the girls understand what materialistic really means. I don't. The only thing though is Monica, I don't know if it was because Steven was really annoying her, but she seems difficult to interact with. A lot of the girls were kind of mean this season. I don't know what that was about. I really don't. A lot of the girls were mean. Hannah was mean. I felt like Monica was mean. But then again, the thing that was kind of like throwing me off was, and even Alex, right? It was the thing that was throwing me off was these women were mean to these men, but were sleeping with them. It just didn't make any sense to me because they seem annoyed. And I didn't understand. Okay, if you're annoyed, everything about this man annoys you. Why are we still sleeping with him? I didn't understand that. And then around the time that I did notice this, and this is what was a big red flag. So when she stopped having sex with him, and I guess, I don't know if she was just turned off by him or what, but when she stopped having sex with him, that's when he started texting or sexting other women. So that was also a red flag. So I do feel like Monica dodged a major bullet with Steven, but I don't know. Some of the girls, they were confusing me, because if a man is annoying me, like he gives me the ick, sleeping with him is the last thing that's really on my mind, honestly. So that's what was throwing me off. So let's get into Brittany and Leo. Honestly, Leo I thought he was gonna be the villain this season, but he was not. Okay, shockingly, that's how bad this season was, because Leo got on my damn nerves, y'all. This man annoyed the crap out of me. He gives me red pill weirdo. He's always bragging and boasting about how much money he has, yet at the same time, he's afraid that women are going to use him for his money. And he continuously leads with his wallet, though. Like every conversation he led it with the women in the pods, he led the conversation based off of how much money he has, how he's an art dealer, how he's afraid of women using him and things like that. Do we even know who Leo is outside of him being an art dealer and how much money he makes? Do we even know? We don't know nothing about this man. We don't know what his personality is like. We don't know, is he funny? Does he have a sense of humor? It's all about his money. And to the men that are watching, if you are tired of attracting women that only want you for your money, you need to be more interesting. Yes, you need to be more interesting. You need to pick up a hobby, learn how to get a better personality, because Leo is always talking about his money. But sir, we don't even know you outside of you being an art dealer, and that's it. So if you keep attracting women that are attracted to you being an art dealer and having money, and then this whole money thing is allegedly, because he gave me new money. Am I the only one where I felt like he gave me new money? He gave me new money, but he did inherit it. So maybe he is new money with old money, but new money, if that makes sense. But in my opinion, like, he got on my nerves with that. Men don't want to be used for their money, right? But they lead with their wallets. And he led with his wallets in the pods. That was a way that he would try to like get a woman in and like kind of, that was like his game, basically. That was his charm. That was his personality, was his money. So it's just kind of annoying. Brittany was also annoying to me as well. She got on my nerves, but I knew the men would love her right off the bat because her voice alone sounded very feminine. Men love a very feminine voice. But in my opinion, her voice sounded more childlike. I don't know. It sounded childlike, squeaky. And I don't know, it just kind of irritated me after a while. And then also, to me, Brittany is materialistic. To me, Brittany is superficial. And you can tell in the past that she has used her looks. She has gladly taken that position of being the trophy for men, and she's okay with that. But to me, Brittany is the superficial one this season. And I mean, hey, Love is Blind didn't work out, but she could probably get into sex work. And I don't mean this to be disrespectful. Like, I'm being dead ass serious. Girl, you could do phone sex. You really could. And you could make probably a killing. You could. Because I felt like the men were really interested in her just based off of her voice alone. Let's see what else. Also, another thing was the reason why Leo really got on my nerves too was it wasn't that he was just asserting himself with the women in the pods based off of his wallet. He was also in the men's quarter and he was showing off his Rolex and he was like doing all this extra stuff. And I'm like, this doesn't seem like a man that's really concerned about being used for his money or being used because he has this cool job. He's an art dealer and he inherited all of this money. He was telling his business too much for me to believe that he actually has it like that. He seems like he's a swindler, but I don't know. Thank you, Love is Blind, because we didn't even get to see what happened when they went on their little trip to Miami. We didn't even get to see what went down and why they didn't continue. I was really mad about that because I'm like, we wanted to see that. we got that weird message. And that's when I was like, Love is Blind, y'all just always missing the mark. And I'm just like, how are you messing up a reality show like this? I just don't get it.
Sorry. Oh my God, their reveal was everything I could have fucking hoped for. Because haha bitch, but also haha bitch. And I know people don't like her because she's superficial and sedity and there for all the wrong fucking reasons. But it's hard for me to care because he deserves all of that and more. When you thought you was gonna get somebody rich and fine, Brittany, you thought he was gonna be fine and rich and didn't have no other bitches. So you want them fine, rich, and you want to be the only one? Like, bitch, you gotta compromise. Usually the compromises that they it's not nice to call people ugly. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying that if Gumby and Squidward had a baby, it would look very similar to Leo. When she was like, this is the most awkward moment of my life. Me too, Brittany. It was the most awkward moment of my life watching it. And I feel so bad for you that you had to kiss him so many times. He was literally trying to crawl down your throat and hop into your vagina through your mouth.
That's why I said Leo reminded me of a red pill. Like when they actually met in face to face and it was like the whole reveal thing, I was like, he act like a red pillar, a man that ain't never been in the company of a beautiful woman, an attractive woman, a woman that he's attracted to. Like he was just very awkward. He was fidgety. And I don't know. It's just, they did not go together at all. They were just so awkward. But I knew that. I knew that if Brittany and Leo were to get together, which I knew he was going to choose Brittany just based off of her voice alone. And I knew that she was going to choose Leo because he kept talking about his money in his pockets. This is exactly what is wrong with the dating scene. This is what is wrong with the dating scene. And this is why people keep meeting people that they are truly not compatible with, because they're trying to attract a man in the areas that they don't really want that other person for. Like, this man is awkward. It doesn't seem like he has any real charm, any real personality. And then Brittany is superficial. So she expects you to have charm, personality, confidence, all of those things that Leo does not have, but he claims to have money, which is why Brittany got suckered into this whole Leo thing. And to be honest, they just look super awkward, very awkward. It seemed like he wanted to put his tongue all the way down her throat. And I'm just like, he just seemed super sexual off the bat. And I already knew where this was going to go. But I was interested in seeing how they would interact outside of the pods, because the reveal was so telling. And I'm mad that Love is Blind did not have those cameras with them at all.
Oh man, that was so uncomfortable. You should have just straddled her, Leo. You should have just got on her fucking lap. She literally could not hide her disdain for him. And I loved every second of it. He was oblivious. He also couldn't answer why he loved the damn girl. And correct me if I'm wrong, did she ever say she loved him in the pods? Because if she did, I found it hilarious that you said it in the pods, but you couldn't say it. Did she say it to him in the pods? She didn't. Or she did when she read that letter. I don't remember. But my God, was that good. That was so good. Ha ha to you, ha ha to you, ha ha to you, ha ha to you. I'm actually pissed that they did not get picked to go to Mexico, because as annoying as it was to hear him talk about how rich he was and how much money he has and how much people use him for all that he's got, I would have loved to count how many more times he said it. I would have loved to see him eat Hannah after he went all Hannibal Lecter on her. I would have loved to see him have another meltdown, because we all know he was going to have one. And you know what? I kind of wanted to see it. I would have loved to see her wondering eye some of the more attractive guys. She gives me that she would go for Tyler. What do you guys think? I would have loved to see that interaction. Now, we're probably going to see them again at the mixer, but I feel like production really missed out by not sending these two to Mexico. All we got was that dumb little caption that said that they weren't chosen to go to Mexico, but they went to Miami and broke off their engagement a few weeks later. Why?
Were they at the mixer? I don't remember them being at the mixer.
I want to know why. I need details. I need to know why. Brittany, tell your side. This is a safe space. What happened? Was he throwing the money in your face? Was he telling you that you was only with him for money? Was he paying any bills? Tell me. I need details. Or was he just so bad that the money wasn't even worth it? You know you ain't shit. If you can't, money ain't even worth it. You really gotta suck. It's like, I can't even do it for the coin. Karma's a motherfucking bitch, isn't it? What happened when Brittany and Leo stopped filming? We saw them at the reveal, and then we got this stupid message saying that they went to Miami.
And see, last season we thought Jessica was a plant that was on the show to make the show more interesting. And then we saw her on another reality show. Was it Too Hot to Handle or something like that? One of them stupid reality shows on Netflix. So do y'all think that this could have been a similar situation to make the show more interesting? Because they weren't even at the mixer. It's like, oh, we don't have you on contract for that, so we can't invite you to the mixer, which was so weird, because normally the couples that were in the pods, they would come and meet and do the whole reveal with who they were talking to in the pod. So I thought that was kind of weird. I thought it was weird.
And called up their engagement. Production didn't follow their story. We were all left wondering, well, what the hell happened? Well, I have the answer, because Brittany and Leo actually sat down with Sydney Buxbaum. of Entertainment Weekly. And she asked them what happened between the two of them when camera stopped. Brittany's version of events was that they went to Miami. She said it was very fun. They had a blast, but she said traveling with someone is a huge test of your relationship. She said, we didn't pass the test of time with that one. She said something wasn't there and she can't describe what it is, but it was a mutual understanding. Sounds like you didn't like him going on the trip, but whatever. She says she wasn't surprised that they weren't picked to go to Cabo because
She didn't like this man at all.
they were the weakest link. She said all the other couples said that they love each other and that she was still on the fence because she didn't want to say it unless she really meant it. She said they had a strong connection in the pods, but in person, it felt like he was a stranger. She said the first few days were so much fun, so much to talk about. Right after leaving the pods, they stayed in LA for 2 days. She said nothing major happened. They just realized that they were better off as friends. She said she was cranky, wanted to go home after pod filming, and she realized that she missed her cats and she was choosing to be away from home. She said it was super mutual. They tried to have a conversation of how they would fit into each other's lives long term, just felt a disconnect in Miami, and they parted ways. Bitch, tell the truth, he wasn't feeling him. So Leo's version of events is he says that he was crushed that they didn't get picked to go to Cabo because who doesn't want to go to Cabo with their friends and their boys? He said he did think that he would be picked because of his whole love triangle situation. And this man in the interview said he wanted to see the other people, see the other women. Like, why would you say that? He said that they had a drama-filled pod experience, which they did. So he thought that they would be picked. We all thought she would be picked too, Leo. He says that after the reveal, production asked if they wanted to be put in touch. And he said, of course we did. But I'm surprised that she did. That was her out. She could have said no. He says that they had an amazing time, but that they both realized we weren't going to end up getting married. He did say something.
Girl, she was after that damn bag, honey. She ain't she was probably trying to talk herself into it. Like, I can make this work. I can make this work. He's an art dealer. He's inherited all of this money. I can make it work. You know, that's what she was doing.
About the reveal being awkward. He said he felt like it was a continuation of what they had in the pods. He said she's gorgeous, pretty wowed by her. He said he made that clear. Yes, sir, you did. You made it clear when you were grabbing onto her hair and wouldn't let it go. Said he hadn't watched the episodes back, but he was like, I hear the reveal was pretty awkward, I guess. And he was like, I guess it was awkward. For who, sir? Because you seemed A-okay. He said, but we're so comfortable around each other. Sir, read the room. She did not. Comfort is not what Brittany was feeling, but I guess she was comfortable in Miami, whatever. I digress. So he goes on to say the vacation we took was amazing, so natural. First few days were on a high, cloud nine, blah, 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 same shit she said. And then he said something weird. He was like, at lunch, she was wearing my ring. She was engaged. You know, we were engaged.
That's why it's like, I think Netflix may have, this was a fake couple. I'm starting to think that, y'all.
Like, yeah. And we just said, I know we're engaged, but do we really see ourselves taking this all the way to marriage? And after a lot of thought, we didn't see it happening. It was mutual. You can see the entire interview on entertainmentweekly.com or EW.com. But that is the gist of it. That is what happened with Brittany and Leo post-filming. Honestly, the responses seem very cohesive and they seem very PR-oriented.
Which makes me believe that it's fake. Also, I want to add to that. Did you notice how he talked to Hannah in the pods when, you know, they had that whole love triangle situation going on with Hannah and Nick, which we're going to get into Nick and Hannah here in a sec. But did you see how manipulative he was being? Leo is a manipulator. He was very pushy. He was forceful with Hannah in the pods. And it also showed that Hannah is also very insecure. So like he was triggering her insecurities, which it was actually spot on in my opinion, because Leo seems superficial as well. Like, even though he always talks about how people use him for his money and things like that, he seems like he's superficial. So him and Hannah, I don't even think that they would have been a good match either. But I did notice how we saw a manipulative side to Leo when he started being very pushy and forceful with Hannah in the pods. So it's very interesting to me. But Hannah met her match, in my opinion. Because Hannah was trying to she's trying to make it like, oh my God, you are so, you're just, I just can't make a decision right now. Like he was really like pushing her to make a decision. And Hannah played that victim role really, really well. And then we find out that she's the villain too. Wow. That's what threw me off. Did anyone put two and two together with that? Because Hannah, you say the most off the wall-ish to people, but when it came to Leo being pushy and manipulative, you just wanted to start crying out of nowhere. I didn't get that. I didn't get that. Anybody else get that? Because I did not understand that part at all, where all of a sudden she wanted to cry about how he was acting towards her. And it seemed like she was being manipulated back because she was trying to put him in a tight spot where he would choose her, and it just didn't go the way that she wanted. And she knew that Nick was going to be her backup, and she always had Nick as a backup because she's insecure. That's what I got from it. I don't know if anyone else got that, but Hannah, you not slick, and I saw what you did. They're honestly, Leo and Hannah are actually very similar, but they would not work in the real world in a real relationship at all. Okay, let's continue. Let's move on to Hannah. Now, Hannah, to me, she's very rude. She thinks that she's keeping it real, but really she's just a bitch. Honestly, she has no manners. She doesn't consider other people at all. She is a bully. I also thought it was interesting that her parents, her family said that she was mean. And I'm like, so everybody in your community thinks that you are rude and mean and just you're just a lot to deal with. You're a lot to handle. And then also another thing that I did not understand was Hannah agreed to dating Nick, considering the fact that he is a grown man living with his parents. She knew that this man lived with his parents when they were in the pods. This was not new information. She didn't find out after she came out of the pods. That was discussed in the pods. So what threw me off was, okay, why are you basically bullying this man when you took a chance to date a man that you knew still lived at home with his parents in the basement? Make that make sense. And so to me, if I'm reading that, that's a red flag. But she overlooked it because she was too busy trying to manipulate Leo, and she was using Nick as a backup plan. And then she ended up settling with the man that lived in the basement. And then when she came out the pods and she realized, like, damn, this man really lived in his parents' basement. He fluffed up and was really trying to flex on her, talking about, oh yeah, I have a nice little spot. It's in the basement, but it's my own little area. I have a pool table. Like, he was really trying to like big it up. And listen, me looking at the space, that house does look pretty big. Nick is just lazy. Like, that's what it gave. It just gave laziness. He could have had a nice little bachelor pad down there, but he just seems very lazy, coddled, and he doesn't seem like he knows how to do anything for himself. But Hannah, the thing that threw me off with her was you signed up for that. Like, you chose a man that lived in his parents' basement, and you didn't think that that was a red flag. Because remember, let's use context here. He's on a show for marriage. He's not on a show to date. He's not on a show for business. He's not on a show because he's transitioning from college to adulthood. This is a grown man that signed up for a show for marriage, and he still lives in his parents' basement. The number one reason for divorce is finances. And if I was a woman and I was on a show for marriage, I would not choose a man that is living in his parents' basement. That doesn't sound like a man that's truly financially ready to step up in the way that marriage is required. What you gonna do? Move me in with your parents and we both gonna just live downstairs in your parents' basement? I always thought it was weird. I just thought the whole thing was weird. Also, I'm gonna say it. Hannah gave me modern day toxic feminist. She's a masculina. She wants to boss a man around, but wants a provider. And she wants to lead the relationship, but she does not know how to be feminine at all. It doesn't seem like she doesn't know how to allow a man to lead at all. It just seems like she's just a toxic feminist, a modern toxic feminist. And yeah, that's just how I see her. I don't see her any other type of way. And she's a mean girl. Also, another reason why I feel like she's a masculina. Ladies, have we forgot that part of being interesting is to be enjoyable to be around? Have we forgot that part of being like a great catch is to have like great personality? Because a lot of the girls struggled to me this season. Like I said, Monica, she came across annoying to me. Brittany, I wouldn't want to hang around her ass either. I wouldn't want to hang around Hannah. I mean, a lot of the women on this show, outside of Marissa and Taylor, to be honest, y'all not enjoyable to be around. And I wouldn't want to be stuck with you, because I would have felt stuck with Monica. I would have felt stuck with Hannah, and I would have felt stuck with Brittany, and I would have felt stuck with Alex. I would not want to be around y'all. And I'm just being honest because I'm like, the whole duck scene, right? It's like, Hannah, why you're on vacation, you're in Cabo, like you're not, this is a one in a lifetime opportunity, and you want to act like you too good to get on a duck? Or you're too good to laugh. Like you're too good to kind of like let your hair down a little bit and have fun. And see, this was what was really confusing to me, because these women were choosing to sleep with these men, but they seemed so annoyed and like they had the ick for these men at the same time. And that's what was very confusing to me. I didn't understand the duck scene, but it really highlighted her insecurities. It seems like the reason why Hannah was being a bitch too was because she was also insecure about her height or the height difference. And it seems like Nick was also insecure about that as well. They were just not a good match. They were not compatible at all. I agree with Hannah when it comes to Nick. Sir, how are you a grown-ass man and you don't know how to boil noodles on top of the stove? I just think that's crazy. How do you not know how to do just the basic things? But then your mama came on screen and said that you were coddled. So it all made sense in the world to me after that. And then Hannah. The reason why I really think Hannah is a bitch is not because of how she was really treating Nick. It was the fact that she put on that good act in front of his parents. And they thought that she was such a sweet girl. But she's really the opposite of that. So that tells me, Hannah, that you know that you need to act a certain type of way and behave in a better way, but you choose not to, but you know how to, but you choose not to. So you be playing in people's face with this, oh, I just keep it real, and I'm just honest, I'm just da-da-da. You are a bully, and you know that you are not the greatest person at all times, which was why you put on that act in front of Nick's parents. And I saw you, girl, I saw you, because I was just like, girl, why are you acting so sweet and so caring when his parents was around? I just thought that was just so fake and so phony, and it really gave Mean Girl. It gave Regina George. That's what it gave. It gave Regina George, and I just was not feeling it at all. I also didn't like how she speaks down to him. She speaks down to him a lot. I get her frustrations, though. I do. But when you are belittling a person, shaming a person, and speaking down to them, you're just a bully. That's it. You're just a bully. That is it. I want to say, what else? That's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and move on to Taylor and them. They both got on my nerves. They were not compatible. Hannah only picked Nick because she was trying to one-up Leo because she's insecure. She felt threatened by Brittany, which I don't know why she felt threatened by Brittany. But she felt threatened by Brittany, and the only reason why she chose Nick, a man that lived in the basement, was because, drum roll, she was insecure, and she didn't think that Leo was going to choose her, so she had to have a backup plan, and that's why she went with Nick. And everyone is talking about how Leo is pushy and manipulative, but so is Hannah. And I see why they were together. I see. No, absolutely not. No, I don't believe. No, absolutely not. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that. But thank you for the super chat. Okay, so let's move on to Taylor and Garrett. Oh, dang. I think well, wait. Never mind. Let's do Alex and Tim. Girl, they were insufferable. I just got to be honest, y'all. They when I tell you they got on my nerves, both of them. I'm not a fan of either one. And I know some are like, oh, but I like Alex. No, they were both insufferable. And the reason why they were so insufferable in their relationship was because they're truly opposite, and they're not compatible at all. And the reason why I say they're opposite, it's kind of like Tim is one way and Alex is the opposite of that. And to be honest, Tim and Hannah probably could have been a better match. But Alex was the opposite of whatever Tim was. And there was no teamwork. There was no working together. And it was never going to happen because they are opposites. I don't even think Alex found Tim to be attractive. Tim found Alex to be attractive, but I don't think Alex found Tim to be physically attractive. People are saying Tim was worse. I felt like Tim was combative. He gave me sassy. I'm just being honest. And the reason is because he was like one of those people where if you said like, hey, this makes me uncomfortable, or no, let's just use the hat situation for an example. Like he's an antagonizer. That's what it is. He reminds me of Uche from, I don't know what season that was. Was it season 6? He reminds me of Uche, where he will antagonize you intentionally, and he would get under he would get under her skin purposefully. And that's why they always would butt heads. And that's why Alex was always getting into arguments that we never saw off camera. And it was because he would antagonize her. He would literally push her to the edge, and then she would just go off. And that's what I got. Because if you really look at their relationship and you go back, the hat thing, she was like, hey, he was like, do you like my hat? And she was like, not really, da da da. And then he was like, oh, I like it. And then he was like, I'm gonna buy it. And it was like he would do the opposite of what he knew she found attractive. And then another thing too, in the pods too, the yellow sweater that he had on. Do y'all remember the conversation he had in the pods when he was sitting with the men and he was like, oh yeah, my ex said that she don't like this sweater, and he wore it on the show? He antagonizes people. That's what he does. He's like the type of person where he throw rocks and he hides his hand. I can't stand people that do that. And so that's basically what he was doing this entire time in this relationship with Alex, was antagonizing her to the point where, which Alex, till this day, baby, I don't get it. Because it didn't seem like you liked this man, but you slept with him. And so that's what was throwing me off, y'all. Every time it seemed like a woman really wasn't feeling the man this season, she slept with him anyway. Why were y'all out here giving out the cookie? Like, it was like y'all was giving out the cookie like it was, I don't know. What was it? Was it remorse? I don't know. I had sympathy, P. Was it sympathy, cat? Were you horny, girl? I need the tea, because it did not make any sense. I was shocked to learn, out of all the women though, I was shocked to learn that Alex slept with Tim, and I was shocked to learn that Hannah slept with Nick. I was really shocked by that. So that's what was throwing me off. Now, Alex, girl, your apartment. Oh, girl, your apartment. I didn't understand that, sis. That was unacceptable. You said that you were in a rush to pack, and you said you're not dirty, you're just messy. But baby, that gave dirty. That gave dirty. And it gave dirty. And yes, I did. I judged you. I did. Because I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't even roommate with somebody like that. That's crazy. I knew that Tim and Alex were not going to work when we saw her apartment. I'm just being honest. I knew they weren't going to work. But later down the line, with the whole family situation, right, where she took a nap after meeting the family and everything like that, then I started asking, is she depressed? Is Alex depressed? Is this a Black woman that's depressed that we're watching on reality TV? Because I know a lot of people wanted to drag her because she's dirty and everything, but she was starting to, like, later in as the season started to play out more and more and more, it gave depression. It did. It gave like maybe she was struggling with something. It seems like, you know, her father's health is not the best. Maybe that could have been a trigger, and she was struggling with depression and things like that. But I don't know, y'all. For me, it gave dirty. I'm sorry. This is just my opinion based off of my living conditions and how I like my space to be. It gave dirty to me. It did not give messy. It gave dirty. It gave depression. That's what it honestly, skip the dirty, skip if it's messy or dirty. It gave depression. And I was really concerned. And then on social media, we see Alex in a glow up. And I'm like, sis, were you truly depressed on the show? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna give you some grace. Because and with the apartment and that being on national television, I'm gonna just let it go. Because I really started to think like she was really depressed. And maybe that's why she didn't show up her best on the show, maybe even in this relationship. But Tim, sir, you are an antagonizer. You got on my damn nerves. Y'all, I don't like Tim. He's annoying. I would never date him in real life. I would stay far away from this man. He would get on my nerves. Seriously. So it's not that I liked him or anything like that. I know he has like a whole group of women out here that just stand for him. But good luck to y'all, because this is not a man I would date. I don't know. It's just he's annoying. He's annoying. He I don't know. Like he starts stuff and then he acts like his hand wasn't in. I don't know. I don't like him. I don't like him. Tim, when he popped up on my screen, uninterested. Off bat, not interested at all. I don't know what she heard in the pods, but even the things I heard in the pods, maybe it was the sympathy card where she heard about his sisters. Maybe it was that, but I just didn't mesh with his personality, his jokes, his humor. I just thought that he was annoying. Like, I just thought he was annoying. I didn't think he was that interesting. That's just my opinion. But no, Alex, she gave me depressed. I like to see that she's doing better. She's had a glow up. She looks good. I always thought she was beautiful. I don't think the weight loss made her just beautiful. No, I felt like Alex was gorgeous on the show. Before the glow up, after glow up, I thought she was just absolutely beautiful. But I did question if she was struggling with depression, because a lot of the issues that they had in their relationship, which are signs of depression, like her personal space was messy, right? Also, it seems like she wasn't happy with her weight, so we can go ahead and add that, seeing how she had a glow up. And then another thing was she seemed very irritable. And that's also a sign of depression. So she also seemed a little moody as well. That was signs of depression. And then the last thing that also was like, I think this girl is really depressed, was when she took that nap. She took that nap while his family was still there. That's signs of depression as well. So Alex, I'm going to give you grace because I really think you were depressed. I'm not saying this because I don't want to hold her accountable. No, I really think this girl was depressed. Tim, you are an antagonizer. You throw your rocks, you hide your hand, and you are annoying. You are not a fun person to be around. Your humor sucks. It sucks. Your humor is to antagonize people. That's what it is. And I think that's why I don't like Tim. I don't like him. So let's go ahead and move on to Ramses and Marissa. I haven't skipped Taylor. I haven't skipped Garrett. I think I decided to do the couples that made it to the altar last. I rearranged it, but my notes are in a different order. So, okay. Honestly, y'all, I don't even know where to start with Ramses. I don't see. He had me fooled in the beginning, but you know what? You know what happened? It was when they were in Cabo, and Marissa and Ramses were talking about how they were basically comparing their relationship to the other couples, and they compared their relationship to Ashley and Tyler, and that's when I knew that ain't it. That's when I was like, that ain't it. It was when they were in Cabo. They were laying on the bed. They were talking about the other couples and who were the strongest couples. And they compared their relationship to Tyler and Ashley. And that's when I knew. Because we're going to get into Tyler. Trust. Just give me some more time. But Ramses, that's when I was like, wait a minute, what you got in common with Tyler? Because I could see Tyler a mile away. All right, I saw Tyler a mile away. But Ramses, you had me fooled with this whole progressive fuckboy bullshit. You're all about social reform and liberal ideas, but you don't want to compromise in the areas that you need to compromise as a man with male privilege in a patriarchy. You don't want to compromise in the areas that are necessary for you to really be about social reform and liberal ideas, sir. And And some of these sacrifices, or some of them are compromises. They're not even sacrifices. And then some of them are small sacrifices, not major sacrifices. So I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that. And y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know a fuck boy that doesn't argue about them condoms. All right? That's a big red flag for me. If I have to argue you into a condom, it tells me everything that I need to know. Everything. When the condom conversation popped up, right, I knew Ramses was a fuckboy, because only fuckboys argue about wearing condoms, y'all. Seriously. This progressive bullshit, I was like, oh, he a fuckboy for sure. So I call him, and I need to add this to my list of the 7 different type of men you need to avoid. We can add progressive fuckboy to the list, because, sir, what in the hell? So, the whole autoimmune disease conversation, the menstrual cycle, the no sex, and then when he stopped getting sex, this man checked out of the relationship. Did you notice that, ladies? Did you notice that he checked out of the relationship when Marissa just wasn't in the mood to have sex, to give him some? I noticed that. And then, like a typical fuckboy, when he doesn't get the cat, right, the reality of your relationship with him really starts to set in. And that's when he starts to look at you differently. That's when he starts to truly detach. He's not interested like he was before. And it's because now that you're not having sex with him, this is starting to feel like a real relationship. He got cold feet, and then he ended up breaking up with Marissa. That's what happened. Okay? And this is why, ladies, I don't understand why we don't wait to have sex. Now, waiting to have sex isn't a game that you're playing. It's not. It's waiting to see if this man is who he says he is when it comes to his character. And a lot of these men didn't live up to the things that they were saying in the pods. Not shocking, because we all know the pods is where they say nothing but BS in there to feed you nothing but sweet nothings. But the whole reason you wait to have sex isn't to play this cat and mouse game, this 30-day wait, 90-day bullshit. Is to really see, is this man who he claims he is? Is this man who he says he is? Is it? Is it? Because time will tell. That's what it's about. Time will show you if this man is who he says he is. And a lot of these girls, you got scammed out of your cat, sis. We call them the coochie crooks. Steven, coochie crook. We got Tim, coochie crook. Who else? Nick. How did Nick? Coochie crook. Who else? Leo, he probably got some too. Coochie crooks all up and through here. And it's because y'all got swindled off of sweet nothings, love bombing in the pods. Crazy. Insane. And I just didn't understand that. But yeah. And then, ladies, in life, just because you wait doesn't guarantee anything, right? But are you at a level within yourself? Because it's about you, sis. Are you at a level within yourself where you're like, all right, I'm willing to dive deeper in with sex, right? And am I going to be okay with this man switching up on me where we are right now at this point in this relationship? Am I going to be okay with him switching up on me now that I'm about to give him some, basically? Because and some women are like, oh, you should just have sex with him up front and then you'll find out sooner. I don't believe in that. I don't, because then you're going to have to knock down how many men for you to find the one? A lot. So no, sometimes you can find out he ain't shit by holding off on sex, literally. But it's kind of like you gotta be intuitive. You really do. I can't even say bet, because men lie, right? They put on this great front. All I'm gonna say is don't rush. Really look at the red flags. And in the beginning, a lot of them have little small red flags, but the red flags grow. They become giants very fast. So we need to think about that. Also, Marissa's mama, right? I know a lot of the men. I know a lot of people didn't like her, but I loved her. I loved her. As soon as she popped on my screen, I was like, that's a mama that see through the bullshit. She sound like me because I'm like, damn, she see right through his ass. And everyone was like, oh, I can't believe, I can't believe that, I can't believe that she would talk to him like that. She saw through him. That's why. That woman done been through some things. She do need therapy. She do. She's a little hard around the edges, but mama saw right through that man. She saw right through him. You could tell that her mom has been through some things. And also her mom knows her daughter. Her mom knows her. And she knows how Marissa gets. So, of course, her mom is going to be more protective of her because she even said it. She was like, yeah. That's what a lot of men say about my daughter. When it comes to her personality, her energy, she's such a light, la, 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 la. And her mama was like in protective mode because she's probably seen her daughter go through a few different breakups and how men have came in and have dimmed her light. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how Ramses, Mr. F-boy progressive, dimmed her light. Y'all, and I did not notice this.
Thong, bruh. Like, Marissa, you are so too good for him. If you ever need a reminder that you are too good for him, look at this picture because he had on a thong, bruh. While you was breaking up with him, ass was out, thing was thanging. So if you ever need a reminder, please revert back to this photo. You could tell she was just so confused. Like, where is this coming from? It's like, there's nothing tangible. She asked for something tangible, and this man gonna say energy. Energy is not fucking tangible. He gave her the good old, it's not you, it's me.
Baby, I missed that. I certainly did. I was like, girl, so you know what I'm about to say, right? Because that little friend he had, with the P. Diddy situation going on right now, we got to start questioning that type of stuff. And it ain't to offend nobody. It really not. Is he struggling with his sexuality? Is that the friend that he talked to, and then that's when he decided that, oh, I'm gonna back out of this situation with Marissa? I just, and then the military conversation, I was like, I don't think this relationship, even after that, I didn't think the relationship was gonna work. It just seems like that Marissa would have to dim her light. She would have to make herself smaller to make him feel more comfortable. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that alone. But Ramses, are you struggling with your sexuality? Like, is that part of the issue here? It's just a question. Because one thing I also noticed was when he was married before, because he's been married before, and I saw the photos online, he was very conservative. And then now he's drastically changed his appearance. And it seems like he's still trying to find himself. And I'm not saying this to attack, because y'all know how I feel about making fun of Black men, particularly when it comes to their sexuality. But it's a serious question, though, because seriously, he was very conservative. He got married when he was super young, and then he got divorced, and then he went through this drastic appearance change where he was like super conservative, and now he's not conservative anymore. So I don't know. That seems like someone that's struggling with their identity. And it seems like he could potentially be struggling with his sexuality, because sometimes, that's a thing. So I don't know. It's just a question. Also, let's see. Okay, I talked about that. He also gave me energy vampire vibes. He gave me energy vampire vibes as well when he stopped having sex, when he stopped getting some from Marissa. Also, another reason why this man gives me vibes that he may be struggling with his sexuality, and I need the ladies to really listen up. He took issue with everything that came with being with a woman, like menstrual cycles, like she's not going to be in the mood when it comes to having sex all the time. And that's not something that a man has to worry about if he's dating men. I'm just saying, okay? So he had an issue with the condom thing. He had an issue with the birth control. And he put it all on the woman to deal with that. And that was another red flag. Like, I noticed how you got to pay attention when men take issue with every little thing that makes you a woman. How are you taking, if anything, it should be expected that if she's not taking birth control, you need to wear a condom because you're used to dealing with women, right? Right? Another thing too, that kind of threw me off was it's like he wasn't used to a woman not being in the mood either. I don't know. It's like that's when you're in a relationship, you've been married before, so you should really know what that's like. And it just seems like that was like those two things were just such a major inconvenience for him. And I'm like, what woman are you going to date where that's not going to be an issue? Whether you get pregnant or you get her pregnant and she has to wait like 6 to 8 weeks after delivering a baby. It's like every turn in their relationship issues, it really came down to just her being a woman. Did y'all notice that? Like I noticed it. It was a red flag for me. It was a red flag for me. So I don't know. Ladies, please, when you are out here on the dating scene and you out here on the dating scene, bless your heart. Look out for that. Look out for men that take issue with things that naturally come with being with a woman, like just your hair, you taking longer to get ready. He needs to wear a condom to protect you because you're not trying to get pregnant for whatever reason. You not being in the mood, just hormones, your body changing and things like that. Look out for that type of stuff because I think those are the type of men that are not really interested in women and they may be struggling with their sexuality. And until they can figure it out, you will be their personal punching bag. That's what I got from Ramses. That's what I really got from him, honestly, y'all. And then look at Marissa, y'all. I felt so bad for Marissa. Marissa, she was my favorite person on the show. I just love her personality. She kind of reminds me a lot about myself. And I just felt like she was done the dirtiest out of all the women on the show. I know everyone wants to give Ashley the biggest sympathy card, but honestly, my sympathy goes to Marissa. And the reason is because he led her on. He kept telling her that he was going to marry her. He was ready, and then up until it was really that time, he decided that he didn't want to be with her anymore. So we saw Marissa's real reaction to a heartbreak. I really think that this relationship gave your typical modern day situationship. They got busy in the bed real quick. They had fun. And then when you have to work out the realities of being in a long-term relationship, that's when reality started to set in for them and they were not compatible. They had fun together. And I also got this inkling that Ramses, he realized how much work it would take to be with her. And that's when reality also started to set in, and he wasn't ready for that either. Marissa has her life together. She's successful. She has a great personality, and she's very loving, but she also has autoimmune disease. And so that comes with being somewhat of a caregiver at times and being understanding of those days where she's going through it. She's having a flare up or something like that. And it doesn't seem like he was truly ready to take that on. But my issue is, Ramses, you knew about that in the pods. You knew about that. You knew about Marissa's personality and how sometimes she can be a lot. You knew about that in the pods. But you saw her light and you wanted to suck her of that. And that's what you did. You were successful with that because we saw Marissa go from this vibrant person. Look at her smile. Look at her glow. To this person. And a lot of times, ladies, we see this in real life, right? It was very hard to watch the scene, to watch their breakup. It was just so hard to watch for me because I've been in a similar situation like that where you felt led on, played, and this man just used you for your good energy. And then when it came to truly committing, he didn't want to do that because of how much work it would take and how he's realizing he can't keep up with you. You're the whole package and he cannot keep up with you. And he just got involved with you thinking that he would be able to keep up until reality set in. He could keep up with you when it came to having fun, but he could not keep up with you when it comes to the mundane routine of just day-to-day life. And so that's my whole opinion on Ramses. I know a lot of people was giving Marissa a hard time because she was begging and pleading for this man. And even after the show, she did an interview where she reached out to him and was still trying to be with him and everything like that. And Marissa, I hope one day you wake up and you realize how amazing you are and you see your worth, because everyone can see it. And I don't think you really see it, because no way in hell I would have been begging for that man. No way in hell after the show I would have been wanting to get back with him at all, because I really do believe that Marissa is an amazing person. She has a great personality. She brightens up rooms. She makes spaces and environments fun to be in. And she has her stuff together. So I hope one day that she wakes up and she sees what everyone else sees. She sees what her mother sees. She sees what we see. I hope one day that she wakes up to that, because if she could see what we all see, baby, we would kick that Ramses with his two little, I don't even know what that stuff is in the back, kick his ass to the curb. And I hope with her putting herself out here like this, right? I hope she attracts someone that's really worth her, that's really valuable to her, okay? That's on her level of worthiness, because I feel like she does need to do a little work on herself, but I really do feel like Marissa is that girl. She is that girl for me, y'all. Okay, so let's get into Taylor and Garrett. Now, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When they was in the pods, I was dozing off. I was, because I missed this. So let's get into it. Hold on, my notes. Let me go back. Taylor and Garrett, they were my favorite, but they were my favorite because I dozed off. I dozed off when they was in the pods. So I didn't catch this. I did not catch this. Okay, but let's get into it. They're both scientists, which I love that, which was another reason why I felt like they were my favorite. But I missed this part. If it wasn't for the girls on TikTok, shout out to y'all. Y'all brought it to my attention that Garrett didn't seem like he would be interested in dating her if she was full Asian or just a Black woman or a woman of color. And the reason is because it seemed like she had to at least be white. And Taylor got a pass because of her last name, which is a German last name. So I think that's interesting to me. I think that's interesting. I would say it would have been interesting to see if he would have still picked her if she was full blown Asian or just a woman of color or a Black woman at that. And his mother is why I believe that he's like that. His mother seems very involved in his romantic affairs, and to be honest, Taylor, good luck, sis, because she give me mother-in-law. She do. She give me straight up mother-in-law. Let's get into the text situation.
Just watch for yourselves.
Incredibly clear that if other women from your past are talking to you, you're just shutting it down.
Yeah, totally understand. I'm sorry. It obviously didn't mean anything. Like, I don't feel any sort of way. I saw it this morning. I didn't know how to react. I just liked the message.
He literally says that he only liked the message, but later on in the evening when he's talking to Tyler and Ashley, he tells them that he responded by saying something to her. I think that was the only time I was really disappointed with Garrett's behavior the entire season. But despite that, a part of me does hope that they make it to the altar and they do say yes, because I think they are very compatible. I think
that's how I felt, y'all. They were my favorite, but I did not see that whole interaction that happened in the pods where he was asking her for her name and she didn't want to give her name. And he was pressing her about giving him her name because it was a German name. And she wanted him to know, like, hey, I'm not a white woman. I'm basically half Asian and half white. And girl, the Asian community did not like this whole thing. Honestly, they feel like Taylor's whitewashed. They saying she whitewashed. How would you marry a man like that? They not feeling it, girl. And I was like, girl, I missed that. I must have dozed off or something. Y'all, I had to have dozed off, okay? So it seems like, but it seems like that is being pushed, not necessarily by Garrett. It seems like it's being pushed by his mother, because his mother just seems like she's a little controlling. So I was shocked to see that they made it to the altar after the text situation, because to be honest, I didn't like his response when it came to the text message. He lied to her. And it's crazy how women are making excuses, but he straight up lied to her. He didn't tell her. When someone keeps things from you and you ask them directly, hey, what happened? And then they lie and they don't tell you everything. Well, they don't tell you everything that happened. That's a lie. That is what a lie is. And it's crazy how people online are overlooking that. But I'm like, okay, whatever. We don't know what conversations they had off camera. We don't know what he, like, if he was accountable off camera. We don't know what happened, because remember, something had to have happened that was super major for Taylor when he went to go visit her family. Remember, the cameras weren't really there. We only got a glimpse of them at dinner, and that was it. And so that was another red flag for me, but we don't know what happened on that trip. We don't know what conversations were had or anything like that. Okay, we have no idea. But this was what was kind of weird, y'all. And then also, Taylor, girl, I didn't like your dress. I don't, but I know that's her trying to be unique in things, but I don't know. I wanted to see her in like a really beautiful gown. I felt like her dress was giving, I'm getting my vows renewed. It was giving, I'm getting my vows renewed. And I'm like, girl, be you though. She was being herself. She picked her dress. It is what it is. It wasn't for me. I wanted to see her in something cute. Am I the only one that wanted to see her in something, I don't know, like flowy or something? I don't know if I have a video of what her dress looked like, if they even show it. Let's see.
From this day forward, for better or worse.
Hold on, let me not get a copyright, huh?
Absolutely do. Taylor, do you take Garrett to be your husband from this day forward?
Okay, let me see.
I do. So I'm watching.
Oh, okay. I didn't. Okay, y'all. We can't see the dress. Just Google it, y'all. It's not cute. It's not cute. Not for me. Not for me. Let me say not for me. I wanted to see Taylor in a gorgeous, long, flowing gown or form-fitting gown or something like that. It's just, like I said, it gave vow renewal. It did not give, this is my wedding day. It just didn't give that. So, yeah, but did y'all catch this? There were some things I missed. I must have dozed off at this part too.
The Love is Blind wedding, and then this just happened real quick. Tell me I was not the only one that caught this. Who in the world kisses their mother on the lips? Garrett is a grown-ass man. This is a grown woman. She got a husband. We don't know where her lips been. We don't know where his lips been. I mean, besides Taylor, we love her. But still, this is gross. You don't do this.
Tyler from Love is Blind was allegedly engaged at the time that his first child was conceived, and the fiance.
Wait. I thought that was a little strange. That's why it's giving mommy dearest. It's giving mother momster-in-law. I don't know. That's a little strange. But hey, they got married. They're both scientists. I did think it was. I thought it was interesting that. I thought it was interesting that they're both of their parents got married on the 13th, and then they got married on the 13th. So I thought that was cool. But I ain't gonna lie. I definitely see some red flags with their situation. But hey, if they happy, I'm happy for them. That's all I got with that. So let's move on. Also, another sweet moment too, outside of them getting married on the 13th, and then both of their parents got married. Tim, I will give you this, Tim, because I almost forgot. Tim, I will give you what you did for her dad. That was commendable. It was very sweet. And that's when I was like, you cool or whatever, but you annoying though. So it would never work. But what you did for her dad was very sweet. And which brings me to my next point. Tyler and Ashley. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. I knew Ashley's dad wasn't in her life just based off of the sit down in the meetup. I knew that her dad wasn't around and didn't help raise her just based off of the sit down and the whole interaction. I knew Alex's dad was there, raised her, bathed her, dropped her off at school most likely because of how he showed up. And then I knew Ashley's dad was not in her life based off of how he showed up. And I was very disappointed in that because I just felt like he could have really vetted him better, in my opinion. But when you got to walk on eggshells because your daughter is saying that you weren't really there for her in her childhood like you should have been, I could see why you didn't want to press him too much because you didn't want to get on your daughter's bad side. So yeah, I noticed that. Okay, so let's get into Ashley and Tyler. First of all, I just want to tell you right now that she gonna stick beside this man. And I need the girls to just go ahead and accept it. She's sticking beside this man. This is her man. This is giving the Parkers. Okay, Professor Overview. That's what it's giving. That's what it's giving. All right. That is what it's giving. And the girls need to accept that. Now, there was a lot of tea that came out this season regarding Tyler. And this is probably the biggest scandal on Love is Blind in the history of Love is Blind. This is probably the biggest scandal. And I think it's interesting how the producers are trying to downplay it. Ashley's trying to downplay it. The cast is trying to downplay it. I don't believe this reunion is going to go in the way that you think. I believe that this whole thing that took place on social media is not going to be talked about in the way that you are expecting, which is why I decided to do my live. Because I'm like, I might as well just go ahead and do it because based off of the reunion spoilers, they're not really going to get into much about all the stuff that came out about him online. So Tyler was engaged before. Tyler was engaged when he had his first child, and he lied to his then fiance about his involvement. So he was engaged, and he never told his fiance that he fathered a child. She went to the baby shower and didn't even know that he was the father of the child. She was told that a sperm donor was what was the baby, like the baby came from a sperm donor, but an unknown sperm donor. So he was trying to be a quote unquote sperm donor for a lesbian couple, and that's how she didn't find out until after the fact. So she went to imagine you going to a baby shower, you don't know the man that you about to marry is fathering the child, and you're at the baby shower and you don't even know. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So that was the situation with his past relationship. I'm not going to get into that. This was the married lesbian couple that he was supposedly helping out. This is Deshawn. Deshawn is the woman with the locks. And then this is Bride. This is the woman that had the baby, that he had the baby with. And he was just supposed to be that stand-up guy, that good guy that's helping out a lesbian couple conceive. Okay? Interesting. Okay, so we're going to move on. I'm not going to get into the details of all of that, but so much so, and he was pretty active. Deshawn, which is the woman right here, the black girl, I'm going to just say the black girl with the braids. She said that Tyler was heavily involved, so much so that she was pushed out. Yes. So the lesbian couple ended up getting a divorce. Tyler decided to fight for custody, and she lost access to the child that he supposedly gave his sperm to as a donation for this couple, this married couple. So it's a whole thing with that. And all of this is coming out on social media as the season is going on. Now, during this time, I didn't know anything about this because I wasn't trying to look up any spoilers. I was really trying to enjoy the season. So I find out all of this after the fact. I watched Jessie Wu's interview that she did with Deshawn's wife. You should definitely look into that because that's crazy. But basically, she believes that Tyler and Bride conceived naturally. They used the turkey baker technique, but it didn't work. She went on a trip home because Bride, her wife and her got into a fight. She comes back. And then I think like a few weeks later, she finds out that she's pregnant, and Deshaun is like, how? That's impossible, because if you were conceived on this particular day, no, if your due date is set for this, that means you had to have been conceived. You had to have conceived this child when I was away. And the reason why Deshaun was away on a trip was because they have a very abusive relationship. It was physically abusive. It's a DV type situation. And so they weren't even on good terms when this all took place. So Tyler allegedly fathered the first child naturally, according to the ex-wife, Deshaun. So now we have two women that have dealt with this man and had a bad experience, right? We have Deshaun, and then we have the ex-fiance. And I think that's important to note here. And then Bri, okay, because then it got exposed that this man was active in this child's life that he fathered as a sperm donor. And all of these photos are on his baby mama's Instagram, Bri. And then also he had a Facebook, but during the recordings of the show, he ended up deleting his Facebook, so it wouldn't get out that he's been an active father in these children's lives. And then also Deshaun, which is the wife, right, that got kicked out and pushed out from being able to be a part of this child's life. She said that after the fact, right, after she was pushed out, that's when Bri conceived the twins. And again, they were conceived naturally. Now, this was confirmed by Bri. Bri is the woman here. This woman right here. She comes online. She addresses the public saying that this is not true. My babies are not sperm donors. And well, she only admits to the twins. She still is running with this lie that she conceived the firstborn through the turkey baster, but it did not work according to Deshaun, the wife, who said that she believes that she was cheated on when she went on that trip. Okay, girl, this is crazy, right? This is what Ashley is signing up for. That's what is so crazy. So here are the twins. He was there for the twins. Remember, he said on the show that they were sperm donor babies. They don't even know what his face looks like. That's what he said. A family photo of them together. I know when Deshaun saw that, she was just like, what the hell? Because she had suspicion that they had something more going on outside of a friendship. Here he is at the pumpkin patch, being daddy of the year for Instagram, or was that Facebook? One of them. Here he is, Christmas. He said he don't know them kids. They don't even know what he looked like. Then look at him. Look at him. He got the firstborn, then he got the twins. That's crazy. Then he also got caught in a lie. Hold on, let me speed it up. Where he told Ashley, hey, last Christmas I spent it alone, right? That was a lie, because this was on his mother's Facebook. So her bride said that during this time, her son, her oldest son, was at his grandmother's spending Christmas with his dad. And he lied on the show, said that he was alone on Christmas. Baby, it's a mess. It's a mess. So then, not only that, right? So far, he has screwed over 3 women now. We have the ex-fiance. We have the ex-wife of the lesbian couple that he was supposed to be a sperm donor to. And then we have Bri, his baby mama, right? Oh, but he also owes money. Of course, you should have known this was coming. Let me see if I can find it. And he does not pay his child support, for those wondering. Because when you fight for custody and you get custody, now you are reliable for that child. He does not pay his child support. I think I'm trying to find it. Let me see. Here it is. Yeah, he owes $30,000 in child support.
Tyler from Love is Blind season 7 was very active in all of his children's lives up until a year ago when he decided to ditch them and pretend like they didn't exist. And the baby mama's mom posted the proof on Instagram. All them little messages.
Okay, so that's how this information hit the internet. But I'm trying to see where she talked about him owing women money.
Any guy who can leave their children high and dry and act like they don't exist and cry sperm donor just because of the mother's sexual preference is not a good guy. I do know that the Love is Blind season 7 reunion is actually filming this upcoming week. So I pray that this information is brought up at the reunion. They have more than enough time to bring it up. We get an explanation, a thorough explanation, not a lie. So Nick and Vanessa.
Okay, so I don't think they're going to bring it up. Then this right here.
And I have the screenshots. If you didn't know, Tyler's ex-girlfriends have been coming forward information about him, and it is not good. So the first girlfriend said he is the biggest liar, gaslighter, cheater, and thief. And girlfriend number 2 jumped in the comments and said, I dated him too. He's all of the above and still owes me stuff. And that stuff is 8 racks. This is the formal judgment that was filed against Tyler. Let me move out of the way so you guys can see. I obviously blocked out all of her information, but you guys can see here at the bottom that she filed a judgment against him for $8,000 because she lent him $10,000 and he only paid her back $2,000. But there's more. I have screenshots of their conversation regarding him owing her money. As you can see here, you're talking to me like a child. She says, it's okay, we'll figure out a time to call them so I can listen. Like, she's being really, really nice, obviously, because this man owes her money. Paige, stop talking to me like my mother. If you want money until the damn check comes, I'll pay you, but don't talk down to me. She's literally saying, I'm not trying to. What am I saying that's bad? I don't want you to be upset at all. I'm asking is to be on a call, please. Like, she's being very sweet. He says, I just talked to you on Thursday. I can't see the end of this message because the record button's in the way. You can see here that she's asking him, are you going to pay me from whatever you get paid from your job? You guys can read here. He says, no, I'm going to just disappear and never talk to you again because I'm a thief. My whole plan in life was to fake love you and get money from you. She says, but you're saying you will or you won't pay me back with that money from your payout of work. Loaning money to people usually ruins relationships. So I'm sorry I ever did this because if I didn't, this wouldn't be happening. He says, no, people not putting in real effort and actually giving a fuck about the other person ruins relationships. So blame whatever you. Why are we getting off the topic of you paying me my coin and trying to act like I'm doing something wrong by not putting in real effort and actually giving a fuck to owe me 10 bands? Bruh, that's gaslighting at its finest. Red fucking flag. And then obviously in these messages here, he's completely ignoring the girl. She says, maybe one day you'll take some accountability and hopefully you won't do this to someone else. I'm glad you think stealing my money is funny. And here's another one. I don't know if they're like a little out of order. You get the fucking point. He owes her money and he ain't trying to pay. He literally says to him, I shouldn't even have to ask. I don't know who you think you're talking to. You, sir, you owe me money. He says, you'll get the money as soon as I do. I'm doing everything I can, but you aren't going to talk to me crazy. I'm not talking to you crazy. You also said you'd start paying me, but you haven't. We never came to an agreement, so stop. She literally asked him, do you want to come to one now? He said, yeah, let's hear it. What can you pay monthly?
Yes. Do you see how he gaslights? Ashley, girl, you in for a ride. That's all I gotta say, girl. You in for a ride. You want that man. You better be ready to deal with everything that comes with this man because he gaslights the hell out of her. Like, he gaslights the hell out of this girl.
He says, I don't know. I don't have a job. Brokey is with Netflix casting these men that don't have jobs. Oh, I asked her details about this.
And yeah, let's get into it really quick here. Okay. So he has 7 evictions because Jessie Woo did a live stream with Simone Redwine. She is a lawyer. She's also a private investigator. And she found out that this man had 7 evictions. So at the time that he was going on this show to record it, right, he had just got evicted. So technically, Tyler was on Love is Blind homeless, okay? Or he was sleeping on somebody's couch. He also owes $30K in child support. And this was done recently. So Tyler hasn't seen his kids in over a year. So Ashley, you've been laying up with this man knowing that he hasn't seen his kids. So Ashley can't say, oh, I don't know nothing. Not when you laying up with this man. You can't pull a Summer Walker with me. All right. Because Summer Walker tried to play that too. And it's like, oh, well, you laid up with this man and he wasn't seeing his kids because, well, y'all live together, y'all married, all of these things. You should know if this man is seeing his kids or not because you should have met him by now. You're his wife, right? And it's been a year since the show ended. Okay. So he owes $30K in child support. He owes women money. He owes $8,000. And then he's broke. He's homeless. Also, Ashley and Tyler will not be able to own a home. And the reason is because he owes child support. So even though Ashley and Tyler are married, because they're married and he owes back child support, according to Simone Redwine, she is saying that they will not be able to purchase a home until that is paid off. So they will basically garnish her wages, or I forgot how Simone explained it. I forgot how she explained it. they won't qualify. You can't qualify for, basically, I'm assuming, a mortgage until that balance is paid off. So he has to pay off that 30,000 K before they can even apply and get approved for a mortgage. I think that's how it goes. It's obvious that he has officially abandoned his 3 kids because his baby mama said that he hasn't seen them. And so, Ashley, if he hasn't seen them and he's with you, baby, what's up with that? Okay. What is up with that? Also, another red flag too, I did not mention this, with the ex-fiance, okay, the first fiance, he cheated on her too. He had threesomes with a married couple at one point. He was out here most likely having threesomes with his baby mama and some other people as well. He's been around the block, according to Deshawn, which is the lesbian couple who was the ex-wife that got pushed out from being able to be in the firstborn's life. Then he lied about not knowing his kids. He literally said, they don't know what my face looks like. Then while engaged, he was texting another woman.
Situation, and she said, I lent him 10, he paid me back 2. He said he would pay me back the rest and still hasn't. He paid me back 2K in May of 2023. So 5 months before this blind filmed, he still owes me 8K. I did ask her what he told her about having kids, and she sent me a screenshot about that, but she asked me not to share it, so I won't. I sent a screenshot, but initially he told me he didn't have kids. Then my friend found pics from his mom's Facebook page with all the kids. So I know people in my last video were like, what's wrong with him having kids? The issue is not him having kids, it's him lying about having kids. Which, again, you haven't seen the new episodes of Love is Blind, so maybe he is very forthcoming with Ashley having children. Or maybe he downplays it and says that he was a donor. That's the extent of it. But based on the picture, the kids being in your life and your mom's life doesn't seem like it's just a donor situation or your typical donor situation. A little.
And you know what really threw me off was a lot of women were making excuses for, oh, this is not a big deal, like he's just a sperm donor, da da da. And you know what really rubbed me the wrong way with the women that were saying that was, why are women not questioning why would he lie about something like that? Because if it's just that, if it's just I'm just a sperm donor, why did you feel the need to lie about that? Why do you feel like you need to withhold that information? Ladies, when a man comes clean about something, you shouldn't just automatically be agreeable. You need to start asking questions like, well, why would you feel the need to withhold that information? Well, why didn't you tell me sooner? Well, why didn't you disclose that information at point A or point B? Start questioning why men are all of a sudden coming clean about something, and why did they feel the need to keep it from you to begin with? Because like you said, it's not a big deal, right? Like the women online were saying, it's not a big deal. Exactly. So why would he lie about that? That was a big red flag. And that's what frustrated me the most with Ashley was she never questioned him based off of what we saw on camera. She never questioned that man, because that would have been the first question I would have asked is, why did you feel the need to withhold this information from me? What was the reason? It's not a big deal. You're just a sperm donor. The kids have never seen your face. Why would you feel the need to withhold that information from me? Because it was a lie. That's why. I'll answer that. It was a lie. It was a lie. That's why he withheld that information. It was a lie.
A little bit more details on the situation. He didn't pay his rent. They issued him a failure to pay and to vacate. Lent him the money to pay it. Then after he paid what he owed, he continued to not pay. So then they evicted him. He moved out before they actually had to remove his stuff, but he lied about stuff early on and would gaslight me, as you can see in the messages when we would fight. So she did ultimately file a judgment for the remaining 8K, which he still has not paid. This is a picture of them together. This is the picture that is on the top of all of their text messages together. I did blur out her face because she asked me to. And Tyler is currently still trolling her by liking all of her comments she's been posting about him owing her money. This is not nearly as important, but worth mentioning. She said that she let him borrow this sweatshirt and he never gave it back and then was posting pictures on it. And I only mentioned that because the last girl said that he kept her sunglasses and also posted pictures in them. So give these women back their stuff. And if you're not going to give it back, like at least don't post it on the gram like it's yours. Brokey. What do you guys think about this tea on Tyler? Now, I will do a spoiler video because I do, in fact, know Ashley and Tyler's fate. Some people just want the tea and not the spoiler, so I will do that in another video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Tyler's baby mom has broken her silence. She posted this on Instagram. Yes, I am the mother of Tyler.
Okay, I'm not going to get into that because I don't have time, but basically she confirms that he fathered those kids, the twins naturally, but she's still running with this. Oh, I had that with the turkey baster, but listen, your ex-wife exposed you, sis. Come clean. You slept with that man not once but twice, and you can see both of all three of those kids naturally. Okay. This is me watching the show, and I gotta be honest with y'all, because the girls always ask me, Yoni, how do you strengthen your discernment? How do you have great discernment? Right? So I'm on my couch, I'm watching this show, right? This is before I found out all this mess that this man has curated, right, with these women. But I'm sitting here and he's praying in bed with Ashley. And I'm like, turn that off. I need a break. Tyler is so full of shit. The prayer in bed, meeting her father, saying all the right things. Like, it's just, I need a break. We'll try this again tomorrow, because I'm over here listening to this man talk. Like, just turn it off.
It's Tyler's birthday today.
Ladies, because men love to use religion to win you over. All right. If you don't feel the spirit move through your body when that man is praying over you, and if you are a woman of God, you really are connected with God in the way that you claim. If that man is praying over you, right, because you think that that's your kingdom spouse, you think that that's the man that God sent you, that spirit better be moving through your body. It better be tingling the top of your head and the soles of your feet. And if you don't feel that man is playing the hell out of you. Because when he was praying with her, y'all, I didn't feel the spirit move through me at all. I'm like, damn, this man, it seemed like he don't pray on the regular. That's what I got. That's what I picked up. And that's why I was getting annoyed, because I was like, the spirit should be moving through me. This is a stand-up guy. He done said everything right. He doing all the right things. Why is the spirit not moving through me? It was not moving through me, and I was not impressed at all with that little prayer that he had in that bed. Because when a man is praying over you, I swear, y'all, when a man is praying over you, if you do not feel the spirit move through your body, I'm talking about tingling your scalp, tingling the soles of your feet, that man is playing you. All right. Also, yes, I remember Tyler. Thank you, Rosa, for saying that man told Ashley he's not nice, only nice to certain people, and said people will say bad things about him. He prepared her. Yes, he did. Of course he did. Not shocking.
So I'm going to take it easy on him. Psych! You didn't take it easy on them kids when you decided to abandon them, so you get no mercy. So obviously, on this week's episodes, Tyler and Ashley's scenes were entirely hard to watch because there was so much kid talk. There was so much stepchildren talk regarding the dog. There were so many lies on.
Can we talk about how this man is a breeder? He's a breeder. He's another one. He's a breeder. He's a sperminator. All right. He shoots to impregnate and then he abandons. That's what he does. Ladies, stay far the hell away. All right. He is a breeder. And it was kind of getting sick because I'm like, why is he always talking about kids so much? I'm like, you just met this woman. And I'm like, why are you already talking about kids? Like, most people are like, oh, you know, like, no, I just want it to be the two of us for a while so we can enjoy each other. You just met this woman. That's another thing. You just met this woman. Why not spend maybe the first year or two getting to know your wife, right? But he was like, oh no, like, I want to impregnate her. Really, I'm trying to get to the baby making station ASAP. And I'm just like, that is very weird to me. I think Ashley also knew, simply because if you notice during the wedding episode, they never brought up those kids. His mother didn't bring up those kids. No one talked about those kids. Very interesting. I think that was all planned, or it just never made the cut and it was not edited onto the show. Also, I knew this situation was not going to go the way that the ladies wanted it to for Ashley, because did you not hear the conversation that she had with her bridesmaids? You really thought that woman was going to say, I don't? You really thought she wasn't going to? After that conversation that she had with her bridesmaids, it gave desperate, honey. It was, you know, it's so hard out here. It seemed like trying to get a man, you have to get him on a clearance rack. What? I said, what? And you know what? Her friends tried to tell her, right? Because Ashley kept saying, oh, every morning this man gets my coffee. That's a man that ain't got no job, honey. That's a man that don't work. Of course, he's going to be serving you and catering to you because he ain't got nowhere to go. He don't have nowhere to be. And that type of stuff is cute in the beginning because you're in this honeymoon phase. And Tyler's also putting on this act like he's this great guy because he has to, literally. He's, let's see, he's been evicted 7 times. He's homeless. He's broke. He's most likely a homosexual. So, of course, he's going to be serving you his coffee. He's also going to be D'ing you down, sis, because this man don't have a job to clock into. This is it for him. You are his meal ticket. So, of course, he's serving you coffee. He better. And that's another thing, ladies. Men who don't have a place to stay are going to D you down the best. Men who don't have a job are going to D you down the best. The reason why this man most likely does not have a job, well, it's because he owes $30,000 in back child support. So be careful about that. Be careful about that. But I knew that this situation wasn't going to go the way that you thought when they had that conversation and she was talking to her bridesmaids, and it was just really sad. And another thing that really stuck out to me, I knew she was marrying this man because when she was driving to the site where she was getting married, she said that I'm in my fairy tale. I always said that the man that I was going to marry was going to jump out of a plane for me before we got married. He did that. And she's having her dream wedding. She got her dream wedding dress. Even when she was picking out her dress, I was like, she seemed like she a little too, it's like this is it. Like this has to work. Like I don't have no other choice. Like it gave scarcity mindset. Even when she was dress shopping, it gave scarcity mindset. And so I'm like, oh my God, this girl is really gonna say I do. And I always felt like Tyler was a red flag. I just felt like he said everything right, did everything right, and he was just a performer. And now that I learned about his 70 evictions and possibly being homeless and broke, I could see why he was doing the best performance of his life. But again, that prayer really told me everything I needed to know about him, because I was just like, something ain't right with this man. It's just something, he just rubbed me the wrong way. He always gave me the ick from day one, y'all. From day one. Ashley and Tyler was never my favorite. I always felt like there's just something off with Tyler. Then she also said on her way to her wedding, like, this is my fairy tale. I'm living out my fairy tale. I'm in my dream, da, da, da. A lot of women cannot let that go. So they're going to see it all the way through. And I think a lot of the girls need to just go ahead and emotionally and mentally prepare yourself for the reunion tonight, because this woman is going to stick beside this man. All right. And she been dropping hints before all of this information came out online. She's been dropping hints that she's going to stay with this man, because she was complaining about how it's so hard to date. And it's like nowadays you have to get a man off a clearance rack. And she's okay with getting a man off a clearance rack. And she's okay with Tyler being on that clearance rack. Okay. And she literally said clearance rack. That's what she said. So I'm just like, okay. And so this reunion trailer was not shocking.
Did y'all see the Love is Blind season 7 reunion trailer? The part where Ashley said, who has a better insight on what's going on, social media or me? Social media, bitch, because you sleep next to a motherfucking liar every single night. So you guys have to keep in mind, when the reunion aired, the mother of Tyler's children, Bri, had not released her set of videos telling her side of the story yet. So there is a chance that the children being conceived naturally and Tyler being on the birth certificate and being there since birth and living with Bri and all of that information, it's possible that Ashley did not know that yet. But as of October 28th, 2024, she...
Exactly. It's like Ashley doesn't even see how her whole life is in danger, girl. You in danger, girl. This man is trying to impregnate you immediately so he can have a place to stay, hon. This ain't the fantasy that you think it is. You need to wake the hell up. It's all about stability with him. Like, that's it. He's in survival mode. That's it. And I believe that's why he breeded the first child. And he also breeded the twins, because that's exactly it. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. She is going to stick beside this man. It has to get so bad where the public pressures her to where she's actually going to separate herself. But she is a ride or die. She is riding till the wheels fall off.
Definitely knows that because the videos are out. Now, what was out at the time the reunion filmed was the fact that Tyler was an active father. There were the photos of him with the children and the grandmother's statement. Now, the grandmother had come forward and posted all of the pictures of Tyler with the children, said that he was a deadbeat, said that he hadn't been around in a year. She was also in comments saying that they lived together, that the twins were named after him, had his last name, and were on the birth certificate. And the photos of him being there at the birth were out. So that information was out. So Ashley should have been privy to it. From my understanding, if you watch watched my reunion spoiler video, a little birdie told me that at the reunion, he is going to double down on his lie. He's going to say that these children belong to a friend of his and that the only reason that there's pictures of him circulating around with the kids is because he did step up and become active in their life. It's not made clear if he says he became active as a friend, an uncle, a father, but that's going to be his excuse for why there are pictures. He is not going to be pressed on the fact that he's on their birth certificate, that they were conceived naturally, because Bri had not released her statement yet. So it really is unclear if at the time of the reunion, Ashley knew any of this information, because he still doubled down on the lie, which is not the truth. So when she says who has better insight, you or social media girl, us. We do, because the information is literally coming from his family. It's literally coming from the horse's mouth. Like, you think we believe Tyler?
And I keep trying to tell the girls, this woman, you got to understand, this show was recorded a year ago, right? So has she seen his kids? Bri says no. He has not seen his kids in over a year. He just abandoned them once he got involved with the show. So Ashley, if this information is coming out online and you've been with this man for a good year, he has not seen those kids. And that's what I need the girls to understand. Like, I get it. You want to give Ashley the benefit of the doubt, but read in between the lines. She's been with this man for a whole year. Bri is saying that he has not seen his kids. He hasn't even called, checked in with them, nothing. Hasn't heard from him. Nothing. And so she is okay with it. Like she's cool with it. And that's why I'm trying to tell the girls, like, prepare yourself emotionally to just, I don't think this reunion is going to go the way that you think. Sadly. And she keeps defending him on social media. Like, she keeps defending him on social media as things are coming out. So I'm just like, I just see it for what it is. She gonna stick beside this man.
Tyler? You think we believe Tyler? I think you're the only person left in the world, Ashley, that believes Tyler, because we saw him lie to you on camera. She is going to say at the reunion, allegedly, a little birdie told me that she is going to say that they had the conversation off camera and that Tyler never lied to her, even though we've seen him lie to her on camera. So what conversation did you guys have off camera where he didn't lie to you, but then he lied to you on camera? Be fucking for real. It's giving that Ashley knows that this man abandoned his children and she doesn't give a fuck. I really didn't want to believe that, but that is what it's giving. And there is nothing worse than a man who does not take care of his children. And if you are supporting a man abandoning three young children who ask about him every single day, who call him dad, who are looking for him, searching for him, and you support that, you're trash. I'm sorry. And what do you think is going to happen when you have children? Do you think it's going to be any different? I think we all wanted to believe that Ashley was being manipulated and being lied to, and she didn't know the whole truth, and that she found out the whole truth with the rest of us. But she definitely knows the truth now, because all sides are out, everybody's story's out. And if she continues to stick beside a man who abandoned his children,
and not only that, Simone Redwine, she pulled up all of this information. Like, all of this information is public, y'all. It is public. Like the $30K that he owed, the 7 evictions. And then if they've been together for a year, who has he been living with? That's what I'm trying to get the girls to understand. Like, read in between the lines, because you just going off of the show, right? But so much time has passed. A year, you've seen this man in his true form, in his true character by now. You have. Because a lot of things would not add up, considering how now you're married to him. He doesn't have a place to stay, so he's living with you. You know more than you're trying to play it off like she doesn't know that much. She knows more than what she's giving off. Okay, she may not have known on the show. I'll give her that. But baby, you know by now. You know something's not right by now. And that's what's frustrating a lot of people with her. And it's like, it's so crazy. She's going out sad behind this man, but I'm like, she has so many fans. Like, Ashley was a fan favorite. Tyler may not have been a fan favorite, but Ashley was definitely a fan favorite. It's like she's just losing the people that was really standing for her for real, because it's like, girl, stand up. Okay? Like, this is a whole scammer, swindler, breeder. He is a deadbeat. He's all type of stuff. Like, girl, stand the hell up. And then he's broke. He's broke. Oh.
It's unfortunately going to go down right along with him. And then did y'all see this dipshit's comment talking about the entitlement of reality TV viewers is outrageous? Coming from a man who went on reality TV, lied about his children's existence, and then mad that the family came out and told the truth, and then we are just talking about it. But if you was getting brand deals and if we loved you, then we would be entitled to know the truth. And then it's like, oh, I shared my life with you guys. So it's like, I owe you all an explanation. But because we hate your bitch ass, it's like, oh, y'all are so entitled. Just like you thought you was entitled to them brand deals, which you will no longer be getting, by the way. Like, Netflix might as well stop trying to save Ashley and Tyler's motherfucking sorry ass narrative, because don't nobody give a motherfucking fuck. We will not be supporting their union. And them brand deals is as gone as all the motherfucking jobs Tyler had. Ashley's daddy's on TikTok spilling tea. He posted a video and basically said the first time that he heard about Tyler, the baby issue, the baby mama, the fact that Tyler had kids was October 11th. I would just like to note that I posted my video on October 10th. He said that someone sent it to him and that he hit Ashley up, asked her what's going on. He said they talked about it, but he's going to keep that conversation private. Tell us, daddy, tell us. He said he did not know about the kids last year when he met Tyler. He said that when he offered Ashley that marriage advice, that Dr. Seuss ass marriage advice that we heard on the wedding day, he was not referring to this situation at all because he didn't know about it. He said he was just as shocked as all of us when he saw it.
I really want to know. And you know what else? You know what I'm waiting to see? I'm waiting to see if anyone from Ashley's side is going to speak out or say anything. Because, first of all, Ashley's beautiful. The women in her family are gorgeous. Her bridesmaids were all beautiful. Ashley looked beautiful. She really came through with the beauty this season for Black women, especially brown-skinned girls. She looked absolutely gorgeous, breathtaking. Her mama beautiful. Her grandmother is beautiful. Everybody's just beautiful. And it really sucked that this was the outcome. And I have to agree with Lovely here where she said, I'm so scared to watch and get more frustrated. This season was a bad look as it was so many Black characters, and this is the couple that makes it. And, you know, I really think Love is Blind was pushing this because of Jessie Woo's reviews. I just have to be honest, y'all. I believe that the reason why they were pushing Tyler and Ashley so hard and was trying to clean up Tyler's mess, like was helping him clean up his mess and most likely did the same thing at the reunion, is because they have been listening to Jessie Woo's reviews, and Jessie Woo has been advocating for Black women on Love reality shows. And so they were really pushing for Black women this season, but it's just been a hell. It's been hell. It's been hell, y'all. It has been hell. Okay. So her dad is saying, so the daddy is saying that she didn't know, or he didn't know anything about all of this until October, this month.
To go vote. And if you have not seen this, Ashley posted this to her story with the caption, "Sometimes silence is oh so golden." And it was over the sound that's like, "Me and my truth, we sit in silence." Which again, it's still very smug, very like, I don't give a fuck, so we don't give a fuck either, girl. Like, when you come crying to the internet in a year over this man, no one's going to fucking care. Okay, so I'm posting the tea on Bowden again because I'm seeing so many.
I wanted to make that a surprise. So yeah, y'all, that's my opinion with that. I think Ashley gonna stick beside that man. And I'm sorry to the girls that you had high hopes for her. I really do, but I'm just emotionally preparing you. And I do this thing. I had to do it with Halle Bailey, where I have to separate my feelings and my emotions from their choices, right? And not project what I would want for myself onto the next woman. Like, this is her life. These are her choices and decisions that she's making. If she likes it, I love it. Okay. But also the last thing that I want to add is, oh no, I think I said everything. So let's get into, because a lot of people felt like Marissa should have went with.
So many people saying that Marissa should have picked Bowden, and he was
Bowden. But y'all know about those Facebook groups on Facebook, and I was saying she should have went with Bowden too. I was saying that until I saw this. So y'all know those Facebook groups where it's like, are we dating the same guy? Uncensored, and then this is the Washington, D.C. DMV location. Well, this is what popped up in there for him in that group.
A better option for her, and he is not. I am surprised that so many people didn't know the tea on Bowden. I had initially posted this, but I deleted it because people were yelling at me for posting private messages from this private Facebook group. So I'm not going to post messages. I'm just going to tell you what they say. If you are not aware, Bowden was posted in the Are We Dating the Same Guy DC group back in January. So this is way before the cast list was even announced for Love is Blind season 7. A woman in the group posted a very detailed encounter that she had with Bowden. In a nutshell, she said she matched with him a few years back. They dated and hooked up for a month or two, but it was nothing serious. She says that they communicated through Snapchat, and in October they reconnected. She said they hooked up and things escalated to the point of an SA. She says that they have had some rough sex in the past consensually, but that this experience was way different. She then details some of the things that took place, which, trigger warning if you're sensitive, it is disturbing. She says that he spat on her face multiple times, shoved her face down in the bed, and simultaneously covered her nose and her mouth to the point where she could not breathe. She said she tried to tell him, he didn't stop. She was terrified. She was crying, and he finally heard her and stopped. She goes on to warn women to not trust him. She said that previously, because they had dated before, they had discussed what was consensual sexually and that they had not discussed this. She never consented to this type of act. So obviously, once the Love is Blind season 7 cast was revealed, this went viral. This post went viral. It was everywhere. She said that she ended up getting a message from a random number. She believes that somebody from the group screenshot her story and sent it to him because she got a random message that said, I miss your, and to put a pew pew in her mouth. She said she had to change her number because of it. Now, multiple other women also posted in the group that he was a red flag. Now, it wasn't a story like
Netflix. Netflix. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Because I feel like they've already gotten sued already, haven't they? This is definitely unacceptable that you are bringing these type of men onto your platform. You're putting these women at risk, in danger.
this or as bad as this, but multiple other women also posted that this guy was a red flag. So for those of you guys saying that he was the better option for Marissa, absolutely fucking not. Again, this was sent to me. I'm not in the group. Originally, when I did this video, I had posted the actual screenshots from the group and people were pissed about it. So that's just a synopsis on the tea on Bowden. But please stop saying that he was a better option for Marissa, because this guy was a walking red flag too. Netflix paid to see me coming. Spoil.
Okay, so I'm just gonna give you a lot of y'all are tuning in for Ashley and Tyler, so I'm gonna just go ahead because I don't got that much time. They're not gonna address everything that happened on social media. That is what the reunion spoilers is really truly about, is that Ashley and Tyler, everything that took place on social media, from the ex-fiance to Deshawn, the ex-wife, to Bride, who happens to be his baby mama, to the women, him owing them money, none of that is going to be addressed. None of that is going to be talked about. And so that, I'm just preparing y'all that Ashley is going to stick beside that man, y'all. That's all I got to say. And at the end of the day, Ashley can stick beside that man and you can still do you, baby. Okay. You can still live your best life. You can still make better choices and decisions for yourself. Just because that's Ashley's choices, it don't mean it got to be your choice. Okay. You can make your own choices and decisions. And again, I'm always going to remind you, you are never too young to make wise choices and decisions. And this is why you want to start making wise choices and decisions while young, so you don't end up in situations like Ashley. Okay. So that's just my take. If it goes differently, we'll just have to see. I don't really, you know what was crazy? They're saying that Love is Blind decided to put a lot of focus and emphasis on Hannah and Nick. And I'm just like, no, we don't care to see them. Okay. We don't care. But they said that they put a lot of focus on Hannah and Nick's relationship. And I'm like, they didn't even make it to the altar. So I'm Netflix, y'all need to get it together on so many levels, for real. And I know that y'all watching Jessie. I know y'all watching her, because I could just tell as I was watching this season. I'm like, wow, they've really been listening to Jessie. They really been tuning into her videos. They stay watching her stuff. I don't care what nobody say. They be watching Jessie's videos, y'all. So if you want to do a deep dive and really get into the details of everything that happened with the ex-wife Deshawn and Bride, who happens to be Tyler's baby mama, and that whole thing that went on with them and their lesbian marriage and how he was supposed to be a donor and everything, check out Jessie Woo's video. And then also, if you want to know everything about Tyler, then check out Jessie Woo's interview that she did with Simone Redwine. They sat down and did a video breaking down everything that comes with doing a background check, which at this point I feel is so necessary in modern day dating. You need to do a background check, because after what Simone found, absolutely not. And if you are considering marrying a man, that should be mandatory. I know we talk about prenups, but background checks has got to start being mandatory before you decide to do anything with anyone. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and end this live here. Thank you for tuning in. I left y'all with some content to watch while I'm away. I won't be back until after probably like November the 6th or something like that. So if you want to keep up with me, I will be on my Yoni's lifestyle page if you want to keep up. But that's all I have. And I'll see you when I get back from my break. Enjoy the rest of your night. Also, enjoy this reunion. Enjoy this reunion. I'll be on a plane, so I won't see it. I'll have to watch it later.